Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about example 7.15 from the chapter 7 Systems of Particles and Rotational Motion of class 11 Physics. The question is, a cord of negligible mass is wound around the rim of a wheel of mass 20 kg and radius 20 cm. A steady pull of 25 Newton is applied on the cord as shown in the figure. The flywheel is mounted on a horizontal axle with the frictionless bearings. The first sub-question is compute the angular acceleration of the wheel. Actually, there are three more sub-questions. The second sub-question, find the work done by the pull when 2 meters of the cord is unwound. Then find also the kinetic energy of the wheel. Then compare the answers of parts sub-questions B and C like that. Actually, we have 4 sub-questions based on this question. So, first I have written only the first one. After discussing the first sub-question, we will discuss the second, third and fourth sub-questions. Okay. So, the first sub-question is compute the angular acceleration of the wheel. So, here we have that wheel, its radius is R. Then a force of 25 Newton is applied on the cord as shown here. Then its mass is 20 kg. Its radius is given as 20 cm. 1 cm is equal to 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So 20 cm is equal to 20 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. Okay, first of all, we want to calculate the angular acceleration of the wheel. See, the force F is equal to 25 Newton is applied on the cord which is wound around the rim of this flywheel. Okay, this cord is wound around the rim of this flywheel and the 25 Newton force is applied on it. So, this force will make the flywheel rotate and the flywheel will have some angular acceleration. So, first let us calculate the angular acceleration alpha. From the rotational analog of Newton's second law of motion, we have this equation tau is equal to I into alpha no, which we have discussed in our previous video. We have derived this expression in our previous video. I will provide the link in the description box. So, from this expression we can write where tau is the torque, I is moment of inertia and alpha is the angular acceleration. From this expression we can write angular acceleration alpha is equal to tau divided by I. And I am taking this as equation number 1 here. Okay, now how to find out this torque tau? See, we have the magnitude of torque, that is tau is equal to force into perpendicular distance between the line of action of force from the axis of rotation or pivoted point. See here, this flywheel will rotate about an axis passing through this point. Okay, if I am taking this point as O, then passing through this point O. Then the line of action of force is this. This is the line of action of force. So, the perpendicular distance between this point and the line of action of force is this. This is the perpendicular distance. And this is equal to the radius of the flywheel, no? So, this perpendicular distance is equal to R, no? Okay. So, here we can write the torque tau is equal to force F into perpendicular distance, that is R. Okay. So, tau is equal to, what is the value of F? F is equal to 25 Newton into R. R is equal to 20 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So, tau is equal to 25 into 20, that will give you 500. So, 500 into 10 raised to minus 2, or this is equal to 5 Newton meter. Okay, 500 can be written as 5 into 10 square, no? So, 10 square into 10 raised to minus 2, x raised to m into x raised to n. X raised to m into x raised to n is equal to x raised to m plus n. So, 10 raised to 2 plus minus 2. That is 2 minus 2, 0. 10 raised to 0 equal to 1. 1 into 5, 5. Okay, I am taking this as 2. Okay, so we got the torque tau is equal to 5 Newton meter. Now, we want to know about the moment of inertia I of the flywheel about this axis. See, flywheel, it is just like a circular disc-shaped object. We know that the moment of inertia of a circular disc of radius capital R and an axis like this, and an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to the plane of the disk is I is equal to mr square divided by 2. So here also we have discussed about the about the expression of this moment of inertia of a circular disk of radius r and an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to the plane of the disk in our previous video. I will provide the link in the description box. Okay, so if you don't know about that, if you don't remember that, you can just refer that. Okay, so here also the moment of inertia of this flywheel about its axis passing through this point O can be taken as what? mr square divided by 2, because flywheel is just like a circular disc shaped object. So its moment of inertia can be taken as mr square divided by 2. So we can write moment of inertia of the flywheel I equal to mr square by 2. What is m? 20 kilogram. Then r square, radius is 20, no? 20 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter, no? So the whole square divided by 2. Okay, so this can be written as 20 into 10 raised to minus 2 the whole square can be written as 20 square into 10 raised to minus 2 the whole square. That is x raised to m all raised to n is equal to what? X raised to m into n. So 10 raised to minus 2 all raised to 2 is equal to what? 10 raised to minus 2 into 2. That is 10 raised to minus 4. Okay, divided by 2. Cancel 10. Alright. 20 square is 400. 400 into 10, 4000. So I is equal to 4000 into 10 raised to minus 4. Okay, I is equal to 4000 into 10 raised to minus 4. This becomes actually equal to 4, no? Okay, not 4, 0.4. Alright, that is 4000 into 10 raised to minus 4, no? 4000 into 10 raised to minus 4 can be written as 0.4. Then this is moment of inertia, unit is kilogram meter square. Okay, and I am taking this as 3. So we got the moment of inertia as 0.4 kilogram meter square. Alright, now I am just going to substitute this 2 and 3 in 1. That is angular acceleration alpha is equal to tau by I. What is tau? 5. Then what is I? 0.4. Okay, into 10 into 10. So this becomes 50 divided by 4. So while this will be what? 2 into 2, 4. 25. 25 by 2 is what? 12.5. So we got the angular acceleration as 12.5. Okay, I am writing its unit as radian per second square. So we got the angular acceleration as 12.5 radian per second square. Now, in the second sub-question B, we are asked to calculate the work done by the pull when 2 meter of the cord is unwound. Okay, so here we want to calculate this work done. What is work done? Work done is equal to force into displacement, no? Okay, see here, actually work done is the scalar product of this force vector and the displacement vector. But here you can see that force is applied along this direction and the displacement of the cord also will be along the same direction now. Okay, so theta becomes 0, cos 0, 1. So we can simply write work done as force into displacement. So work done W is equal to, what is the force applied here? 25 Newton into what is the displacement? Displacement is given as 2 meters. Okay, so 25 into 2, what is that? 50. Work done, no? So unit is Newton meter or joule. So 50 joule is the work done when 2 meter of the cord is unwound. Next, let us see the third sub-question C. Find also the kinetic energy of the wheel at this point. Assume the wheel starts from rest. That is, we are asked to find out the kinetic energy of the wheel at a point at which 2 meter of the cord is unwound due to the force of 25 Newton. It is given in the equation that the wheel starts from the rest. So its initial angular velocity omega 0 can be taken as 0. And corresponding to that, initial kinetic energy that can also be taken as 0. Okay, if omega is the final angular velocity, then the corresponding kinetic energy that can be taken as k equal to what? Half I omega square. So this is actually the kinetic energy gained now because its initial kinetic energy was 0. Now it has some kinetic energy. That means it has gained some kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy gained is equal to half I omega square, and I am taking this expression as 4. See, we have already discussed about this expression in our previous video. I will provide the link in the description box. General expression for kinetic energy is actually half mv square, no? So in rotational motion, this mass can be replaced by the rotational analog of mass, that is moment of inertia, and linear velocity can be replaced, this velocity v can be replaced by the angular velocity omega. Okay, so we are getting the kinetic energy gained as half I omega square. So we are asked to calculate this kinetic energy half I omega square. Okay, see, we have the moment of inertia. To calculate this, we want to know about moment of inertia I and omega, no? So we have the moment of inertia I as 0.4 kilogram meter square that we got from expression 3. We have already calculated this. Now how to find out this omega? Assume that the angular acceleration is uniform. So while we discussed about the three kinematic equations for kinematic equations for rotational motion with uniform acceleration, we got one such expression, no? Omega square is equal to omega 0 square plus 2 alpha into theta minus theta 0. I hope you remember this expression. Otherwise, I will provide the link in the description box. Okay, let the initial displacement, that is theta 0, be 0. So this expression becomes omega square is equal to omega 0 square plus 2 alpha theta. Okay, I am taking this as equation number 5. Alright, here actually omega 0 is equal to what? 0. Okay, then alpha, angular acceleration, that we have already calculated, we got it as 12.5. Okay, 12.5 radian per second square. So we want to know about this theta, then only we will be able to calculate this omega square, then only we will be able to calculate this k is equal to half I omega square. Okay, so let us consider a point in the chord somewhere here. Okay, that chord is like this, no? So a point in the chord somewhere here. Then when it unwounds, it displaces by 2 meter and reaches here. Okay, initially we are considering a point in the chord somewhere here. When it unwounds, it displaces by 2 meter and reaches somewhere here. Okay, then from here to here, this is actually the radius, no? So r. Let the corresponding angular displacement here be theta. Okay, so here we can write by using this expression, angle is equal to arc by radius. Angle is theta equal to arc length can be approximated to this 2 meter divided by arc by radius. Okay, arc by radius. Radius is actually what? Here it is r. Okay, so theta is equal to 2 divided by r. R is actually what? 20 centimeter, no? That is 20 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. Okay, so this becomes 10. 10 into 10 raised to minus 2. 10 into 10 raised to minus 2 is 10 raised to minus 1. That is theta equal to 1 by 10 raised to minus 1. When I am taking this 10 raised to minus 1 to the numerator, that becomes 10 raised to plus 1. 10 raised to plus 1 means simply 10. So we are getting theta as 10 radian. Okay. Now let us substitute these values to this equation. That is omega square is equal to omega 0 square. Omega 0 is 0. So 0 square is 0. 0 plus any value will give you 0. So 0 plus 2 alpha theta, that becomes 2 alpha theta. Okay, so this becomes omega square is equal to 2 alpha theta, which is equal to 2 into alpha, its value is 12.5 into theta. Theta, its value is 10. Okay, so omega square is equal to 2 into or 12.5 into 10 becomes 125. 125 into 2, that is 250. Okay, this is omega square now. Unit of omega can be taken as radian per second. So omega square, so radian per second, so all square. Okay, I am taking this as 6. Alright, next what I am going to do is, I am going to substitute this 3 and 6 in equation 4. Okay, I am going to substitute the value that we are getting from the expression 3 and 6 in equation 4. That is kinetic energy gained, K is equal to half I omega square. So half into, what is the value of I? I is 0.4 into omega square. What is the value of omega square? 250. Okay, 0.4, this becomes 0.2. 0.2 into 250, that will give you 50. This is the kinetic energy now, so unit is joule. Okay, so kinetic energy gained is 50 joule. Okay. Now, let us discuss about the fourth sub-question D. I haven't written that question here. The question is just like to compare the masses to part B and C. I mean, not masses, compare the answers to part B and C. That is the fourth sub-question. That is from B, we got the work done by the pull when 2 meter of the cord is unwound as 50 joule. Okay, W is equal to 50 joule. And from C, we got the kinetic energy gained in the same case as 50 joule. That means when we compare these two, we can say that the kinetic energy gained by the wheel is equal to the work done by the force, because both are 50 joule. No. So here the kinetic energy gained by the wheel is equal to work done by the force. That is, there is no loss of energy due to friction.